Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sense of Fashion Show. Again, I'm your host, Sherrod. Today, we're talking about branding. We're talking about branding yourself in the music industry, the fashion, as well as entertainment industry. And the gentleman that I have with me today really needs no introduction. When I saw the gentleman, I knew he was a walking name brand. This gentleman is an actor, he's a model, and also he's an author of a very prolific book. And I can't wait to talk to this gentleman because he's doing big things in his respective field. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Alvin Jackson. How are you this afternoon?
Fine, Sherrod.
Mr. Jackson, I cannot say enough about what you're wearing. I mean, I saw you last week. I thought you were sharp, but today you just break the mold. Tell us, who inspired you to dress like you dress?
First of all, Sherrod, it have to be within you. It started when I was like, I say grammar school, and then I worked my way up from high school to college. And it just came to me. I mean, fashion have to come to within, as far as like, to my point of view, don't copycat just because you see Puff Daddy or whoever, or, with their type of fashion. You have to be creative and come out with your own type of fashion, and that's just exactly what I've done.
So when you're walking down the street and people see you and they stop you, what are some of the comments they say in regards to your fashion?
Well, I get a lot of comments as far as like, oh, those some nice shoes, or that's a nice hat, or those some nice jeans, or I mean, all my life I've been getting compliments, or people they eyeball me, they see me in the malls or whatever, So I mean that there tells you that you different. I feel that you much different, and you have to be very creative of what you do. Like I was saying, Gerard, don't copycat. I'm not a copycat. I'm more creative, and I do within what's in my head.
Okay, now my question though is, when we're talking about branding, what is your brand that you're marketing?
Well, first of all, my nickname is Nibbler. I used to play semi-pro football, and I'm trying to market my logo. Nibbler stands for not intending on vanishing or leaving athletics. So that I came up with that, and it really is Alvin spelled backwards.
Really?
So yes.
That's very clever.
Yeah.
That's very clever in regards to that. Now you played semi-pro football.
Yes, I used to play years ago. I used to play for the Chicago Heights Broncos, defensive back and special teams for like 7 years, and then I played 1 year for the Cavaliers, Chicago Cavaliers.
Now, how did you transition from pro football to going into acting and modeling?
Well, all my life I always wanted the spotlight, and I always wanted to stay in front of the big screen, the cameras, and and I was saying to myself, I mean, most athletes they kind of like they love the spotlight after football, after their career, and they either go into movies or commercials, and that's specifically what I love.
So you love the spotlight so much. Why don't you just look at that camera and just smile for about 5 seconds? just your Colgate smile right at that camera, since you like the spotlight.
Gerard, that's not hard. I mean, it don't take that much to make me laugh and smile.
Well, that's good, because in life it's so hard with everyday grind to smile. So if you can find something to smile about as an adult, it's great in regards to that. Now tell us about that book you wrote.
Well, my latest book is Squeeze Play. It's a romance book. It's about men and women cheating on one another, and that's wrong. And it's a nice book to think about. And it's a self-help book also.
Now it's talking about relationship. Is it talking about solutions to the cheating, or just talking about how they cheated on them? What is it talking about?
A little of both, Sherrod. The cheating and how can you help into your relationships, as far as even if you're married or you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's the the good and the bad of what you should do in a relationship.
Well, that's great information, but my only thing is, why are you looking like a pimp on the cover? Now you what to do on there. Cut that out.
Exposure. Then again, that's another fashion. That's what I do. All out of my head.
Now, in terms of that, are you married with kids?
No.
No?
No.
So you're looking to settle down soon? Because I see a lot of women out here eyeing you in the audience.
Well, to be honest with you, years ago, I used to be married. Yeah, years ago.
Okay, so now my only question is, this picture before or after you were married?
Well, be honest with you, after.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured that, ladies.
After, everything just came out of me.
Now, you know, I had the pleasure of auditioning you. You know, you came to the studio in terms of something I had going on. You were auditioning, and I actually do a monologue. And, you know, you did a monologue and things of that sort. And then you switched into another character when you weren't doing a monologue. And I was like, that's the monologue you should be using, because that was the one that won me over in regards to that. So I want you to treat the audience into doing one of your monologues that you would do. Say, for example, you auditioned for something in 1 minute. Now, we're going to do it right after this commercial break. More with Alvin Jackson when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Center Fashion Show. Again, I'm your host, Sherrard. And right now we're talking to Mr. Alvin Jackson, the actor, the author, and the model. And before we went to our commercial break, we were talking about him doing his monologue, because this man can act. And I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to decide if this is an Emmy-winning performance or maybe an Oscar. Alvin, are you ready to do your monologue? And tell us, before you do the monologue, what is it going to be?
Well, I'm going to do the best I can, Sherrod. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a monologue with two people. Well, Oprah, she's my biggest fan. Always will be, and, you know, to forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Oprah, and I'm going to do Oprah introducing me. So here we go. We have a guest today. This is, you got to cut this.
No, go ahead.
Okay. We have a guest today, and his name is Alvin Jackson. He's the newest author. And let's give a round of applause for Alvin Jackson. And then hello, how you doing, Mr. Jackson? I'm doing fine, Oprah. This, you know, I'm very nervous, Oprah, you know, for being on your show. I mean, this is a honor to be on your show. So
you're gonna expound on what you're doing in regards to that. Now, you plan to be on Oprah's show after the third book or during the second book that you just wrote?
The third book. I plan on being on Oprah Winfrey Show, the third book.
Oh, okay.
Because the third book is going to be a blast.
But if I was Oprah, since I saw you were nervous, I'd make you sing. I'm joking. But you did very well. But for all your adoring fans and all the 20 million people that's watching this show right now, please tell us how they'll be able to get in contact with you. Well,
to order my book is www.squeeze-play with 2 Y's.com. And also you can email me at nivla_42@yahoo.com.
Now, do you have any projects coming up? Because you were telling me during the break that you auditioned for the Transformers movie?
Yes, Transformers 3. I auditioned for that for extra, and also I do my projects on the side. I'm coming out with a 2011 limited edition swimsuit calendar issue.
You're in it?
Well, I'm dressed. I'm dressed because I'm the producer.
Oh, okay.
I'm the producer. I'm dressed. I'm fully dressed.
I was expecting to hear the lady say, "Ooh."
No, I'm fully dressed. The outfit is out there. I'm fully dressed, so I have at least 12 different models, and they're all from around the world.
Now, where are you shooting it? All over the place, or just in Chicago?
All over the place. All over the place.
You're doing some big things, man. You know, and I wish you well in your career. I know you're going to make it. Like I said, in the back, you're going to make it, man. You know, no have to worry about it. You're the walking name brand. Just the right people see you, you're going to make it. Now, before you go, man, tell me about that hat. That what you got on. I just can't stop looking at that right now.
Well, Sherrod, like I said in the beginning, you have to put the puzzles together, and it takes time. I mean, everything I wear and everything I pick out, it takes time. I mean, to be honest with you, to putting all my outfits together can take at least a year.
A year?
Honestly, you have to put it together. You have to have it in your head. And to be honest with you, well, I bought this. Well, it was already cut out. All you have to do is go to the nearby store and go to a fabric store. And I went to a fabric store and I just looked and looked. I said, okay, it's kind of glittery. And I love Michael Jackson. So, you know.
Now, Michael Jackson inspired you in terms of your career?
Yes. I've been a big fan of Michael Jackson ever since I was little.
Let's give it up for Michael Jackson. It's amazing that you say what you're saying in regards to that, because the next guest that's coming up, you know, his inspiration was also Michael Jackson. Though he sounds like Prince, he has a great sound, so we can't wait to hear him likewise. But Mr. Jackson, best to you in your career, and I might just have you come by the show just to see what you're going to wear next week.